family, and welcome to another episode of Family Meeple. And I'm Raymond, and today we're continuing our campaign through Marvel United. So this is the ultimate campaign for everything that is in Season 1. So today we have reached a fairly critical point. We're about halfway through the campaign now, playing across the top of the kind of the Avengers storyline. And today we're going to be playing against a new villain, which is Kilmonger. So of course, if we're going to be playing against Kilmonger, then we need to be getting out the rise of the Black Panther locations. That's what we've got here. So we're just going to give those a quick shuffle up, and we'll get those out to the locations across the table. Just get everything into view. There we go. Okay. So we have the Great Mountain. So at the end of your turn, you may discard one card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to remove one crisis token from anywhere. Now that's going to be handy, and you will see why very shortly against Kilmonger. So we have Shuri's Lab. At the end of your turn, you may draw cards until you have 3 in your hands. That's our healing location going up here. Okay. The crisis defeat token, threat defeat token on there. We've got the Royal Palace. So at the end of the turn, you search your deck for any one card, then shuffle your deck and place that card on top of your deck. So that's a nice little deck manipulator. Excellent. We have Warrior Falls. There we go, just about see that there. There we go. So at the end of your turn, you may attack in this location. So if there's an extra thug there, then you can take out thug. Okay, and we have the Jabari Village. End of your turn, you may get a wild token. Excellent. Love that. And then the final location, of course, the Golden City. You just want to move to any other locations. That's your rail network. Very good. Okay, so that is all our locations set up. We are ready to go. We have the threats, so we'll just give those a shuffle. And as always, we'll start in location 1 and see where that takes us. So we have weapon smuggling. So place 1 crisis token. So when Kilmonger lands here, you have to place 1 crisis token in an empty slot in this location. If all slots are full, then replace the leftmost thug or civilian. Okay. And we have mercenaries. Okay, so mercenaries says for each thug in this location requires 2 damage to be defeated. Okay, so they're extra hard. We've seen this one, weapon smuggling. Okay, so we've got that over at Shuri's Lab. We have more mercenaries over at the Royal Palace. Never good to have a bunch of mercenaries in the Royal Palace. And then we also have assassination attempt. Heroes ending their turn in this location take 1 damage. Wow. Okay, and the same again at Jabari Village. Okay, so that is the location setup and who we're going to get to play against Kilmonger. Who else other than, of course, Black Panther. So we'll get his cards ready to play. And for this time, teaming up with Black Panther, we have another newly unlocked character. And we're going to be bringing Spider-Woman to the fray in fighting against Kilmonger. So again, As you've so often encountered now, these brand new characters, never played these before, so these are just unlocked as we continue to fight our way through towards a grand battle against Thanos. So let's see where Kilmonger is going to be placed. So we will roll a die. Okay, so we've got a 1, so that is there. So Golden City for Kilmonger, which means Spider-Woman and Black Panther will be over here in the Royal Palace with the mercenaries. Talking of which, let's get some tokens out and onto the board. There we go. Excellent. Of course, this is all very much harkening back to the original Black Panther movie, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Really liked the Kilmonger storyline, thought that was played out well. And then, of course, they had to change the story quite considerably in Black Panther 2, although I did enjoy it. And there was I think a suitable level of condolence and recognition, of course. Back to the original Black Panther. Okay, so we have this set up, ready to go. Okay, so let's draw up 3 cards. We've got Spider-Woman. So she begins with a double wild, a move and attack, and then a super resistance. You cannot take any damage at the beginning of your next turn, and you get to play a heroic feat. And then on the other side there, when we have Black Panther, so double heroic feat, and then attack and a move. So very straightforward cards there. Okay, so the villain card then, let's have a look, bring it over into a bit more detail. So when Kilmonger moves, deal 1 damage to each hero in Kilmonger's location, and then replace the leftmost thug or civilian for a crisis token. In the event of overflow, I've got a great big green bug flying around my office. Apologies, getting distracted. Okay. Wow, that's an impressive little bug. Obviously not happy to be trapped in my office. And who can blame him? Sorry, I was very distracted by a lot of buzzing. Okay, so Kilmonger will have 2 health. With 2 players against him, and if 1 or more, in the event of overflow, replace the leftmost with a crisis token. And the villainous plot, so the heroes lose when 4 or more locations have 3 or more crisis tokens. So of the 6 locations out on the board, if 4 of them or more have 3 crisis tokens or more, we lose the game. So this is all about Kilmonger putting those crisis tokens out. I've got no idea what's going to come out in the enemy's deck, but we will soon find out. So let's begin, because of course, as always, villain goes first. So we have, he will move 1, so he'll move across to the Great Mound. He will bam, but there are no heroes there. So that's as much as that does. And then he will proceed to put out lots of tokens. Wow. I mean, he's literally just filled half the board. My gosh. Okay, so we've got 2 civilians there, 2 civilians there, and 2 civilians over there as well. Wow. That filled very quickly. Such a noisy bleeder. Apologies for the distraction. I'm just, I don't know. Is it just because I'm a Brit that flying big bug noise things. I find them distracting. Apologies. Nature. What can you do? Okay. So we are on the board. We will always start as normal from left to right. So we're down with Black Panther. So we have got movement, attack, and 2 heroic feats. Do you want to start taking out this mercenaries? Heroes ending their turn here take 1 damage. Is the alternative in the falls. I don't think I want to take the falls on. So let's have a look then. And do you know what? When he banned, I should have replaced the leftmost token with a crisis token. So I'm going to do that. So there is 1 crisis token now in that location. So I will do that. Okay. So we need to clear stuff. And we need to get rid of these crisis tokens, threat cards, in order to complete our missions and beat Kilmonger. So I'm going to allocate 2 heroic feats. Alright, I'm going to allocate 2 heroic feats then to, and I should have drawn a card in fact. So move and a punch. It's fine, I'll stay where I am. It's fine. Okay, and now over to Spider-Woman. And she has just drawn a move and a punch. Got a double wild, so I think we're going to use the double wild. So let's come back up. So with a double wild, we can use 1 wild. Well, in fact, we can use 1 of the extra heroic feats to clear this. And I think we needed to really get over to that great mound, because that's where it gave us that ability to take a damage in order to clear a card, and then sure as lab we can heal. So I've used 1 heroic feat. I'm going to move Spider-Woman, and then I will apply another heroic feat and the other wild for another heroic feat to start working on this weapon smuggling, because the last thing I want is for him to start moving there and triggering that. Okay, so that is it. So we're back to Black Panther. Black Panther will draw another card. Ooh. So he has the Panther habit. So he has the ability here, an opportunity to use him for himself, a move and an attack, as well as a heroic feat going into the timeline. So I think that's probably the most useful thing we could do right now. So let's do that. So if we come back up to the table, we can see we've got a move. I'm going to use the heroic feat to clear this, which is our 2nd crisis token, threat cleared. A bit discombobulated, probably a green bug flying around. So I've got 2 wilds and an attack left. Now I could move. You know what, at the moment there isn't a way to get rid of these crisis tokens that I'm aware of. There isn't a, there's nothing on the villain board here that talks about a means or a way to get rid of these blinking tokens. Therefore, I think we're going to have to come and start clearing this. I have got a thug there. So let's do that then. Let's do a move and an attack. Where am I going with that? There we go. I've defeated him. Get in there. And we'll place for the final, we'll place a single heroic feat. I think that's right. I'll just go back and check now. So I was here. Right here. He goes here. If I moved and cleared, that was a move, a heroic feat. That left me 2 wilds and a punch. So I moved for 1 wild, and I punched, and then another wild going out. Okay, so yeah, I think we are as A-okay as we can be. Okay, so we are back to Kilmonger, who's going to not move. Okay, he will bam, so he'll do 1 point of damage to Black Panther. That's fine, we'll get rid of the move. And put another crisis token out, so that's another civvy gone and a crisis token in its place. Ooh, okay, and then he's going to put out 2 more. Flip it heck. Okay, so he will start with the primary location. He'll start by putting out a thug, and then when he comes to put out the civilian, which is the lower of the 2, he can't do that because we've already got it's full. So he's going to have to get rid of that and put another crisis token out. Flipping heck. So there's 3 in 1 location already. Okay. Okay, I see that goes. Right, okay. You can't put any out here. So the question is, so look, replace for 1 or more, he can't do replace it with crisis token. Okay, so at least he's not putting out 2 crisis tokens. Ouch. Okay. And then over there, likewise, can't put any out at all because of course he doesn't move. Flip it heck. This could be quite a swift game, folks. Okay. Wow. That's a lot. So we've got a heroic feat in the bag left over from Black Panther. So it is now Spider-Woman's turn. So she will draw. So she has a single wild, which is quite good. What should do to move and attack. Move and attack. And move and attack. Move and attack. And but I've got no way to get rid of those crises. What happens if you can't? If one or more tokens can't be placed in a location? Do I want to move and attack? Do I want to stay where I am? What's Black Panther got at the moment? It's got attacks. Okay, I'm going to leave Black Panther where he is. Right, let's have a look. So I'm going to do 2. I've got a wild. So she's going to play her wild. And with the heroic feat that she's got in the timeline, that means she can rescue 2 civilians. Let's go ahead and do that. Have a field day up there. So we're rescuing the 2 civilians, and that was it for her turn. Okay, so now we're over to Black Panther. Black Panther will draw and gets another Panther split. Which is fantastic. So let's go ahead and play that. So it means he has a heroic feat to put here, plus the wild from Spider-Woman. Gets rid of that location. Definitely wanted to do. Okay, so we've got 3 out of 4 threats, so we just need to calm it down a bit on that front whilst we then gather up some other resources. And then he'll use his attack to clear this one final thug. Not that it's going to make a massive amount of difference right now. Is it worth him sacrificing 1 life and staying there? I think it is. We're going to sack a life and we're going to stay put. What did I sack? No, keep that one. We'll sack that one. And we'll clear a crisis token from anywhere, which happens to be the location I'm in. Okay, so we've got 2 down. We are back to Spider-Woman. So Spider-Woman has lots of moves and attacks. I haven't really got lots to move and attack, however. We could do a move and a double attack. So I think she's going to... Right, let's do a move. Unfortunately, I haven't got anything to attack, so we're going to join Kilmonger. And we're going to sack a card in order to remove another crisis token. So at least there is plenty of space now in that location. Apologies. Okay, so she moved from Shuri's lab to the Great Mound, and she stayed there and sacked a card in order to get rid of another one of those crisis tokens. So at least we've got some breathing space over here now at the Great Mound. So that is our 3 heroic turns. We are back to the villain's turn, and he will move 1. And we'll do a bam, so there's no one there to damage, but he will put out a crisis token. And he'll proceed to put out a thug on each location. So we'll have a thug here, a thug to the left, and a thug to the right. There we go. Good, or it's not the Batman version with Jokers. Anyway, clowns to the left of me, Jokers to the right. Here I am. Okay, so Spider-Woman was the last one to play. We are back to Black Panther, and Black Panther could really do with moving here to Shuri's lab and healing. However, he's got a move and a punch. He could add to that move and a punch. That would work. You know, that would. Yeah, I think that would work. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to play a move and a punch. So we're going to put that out into the timeline. So he's got double move, double punch. So he will punch where he is, defeat the thug. He will then move and he'll punch where he is, defeat another thug. And he will stay put there. So he may now draw up until 3 cards in his hand. Double wild and a move and a punch. Fantastic. Okay, so over to Spider-Woman. We have a move and a punch, and a heroic feat. Where are we at, folks? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we need 6 thugs in order to clear that. Alternatively, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we need 7 civilians to clear that. Fantastic. So we're not clearing anything anytime soon. Therefore, let's do heroic feat with the move and a punch. So that means she can move. Whoops, and fall over, of course, in the Golden City. So she'll move. Yeah, she'll move there and she'll punch. She'll come here and she will rescue a civilian. She can't be hurt until her next turn. So then we are back to Black Panther. Okay, so he can move and a move. What do we want to do? To continue the trend, probably. So let's do that then. with the move and a punch. So with the move and a punch and the heroic feat, he can do a move and a punch and a heroic feat, and at the end of his turn he can search and see if there's something worth pulling from his deck. I don't know what he's got actually. I mean, he's pulled everything except for this Panther habit, where this one's got a move. Oh my gosh, he's got lots of movement. Okay, I'm going to put the extra move, the double move on the top. Leap. Leap. Okay, so we did Black Panther, Spider-Woman and Black Panther. It is back to Kilmonger, who will move 2. So 1, 2. So he's over at Warrior Falls. Okay. So over at Warrior Falls, she hasn't triggered anything, so that's good. I certainly don't want to be going over there. So this is one with the assassination attempt. So heroes into their turn space take 1 damage. So what are we doing now? Okay, so he's moved 2. He's got a bam. So he can't put out, but he will replace. Yep. So then replace the leftmost token. A crisis token. Now thankfully we've got, whilst we have got 4 locations with crisis tokens, none of them have got 3, so that's a good thing. Okay, and now he's also going to put out 3 thugs, 1 to the left, 1 where he is, and 1 to the right. So now we have what we need. We have what we need to clear the thugs. So we've got a thug here, thug here, thug here, and he's added a crisis token to Warrior Falls. Just really don't want to be ending my turn there. But it is what it is, folks. Let's get that across to the timeline. And we are back to Spider-Woman. So Spider-Woman's double punch. Come on. Okay, where is she? She's over here. Down in Golden City. So move and attack. I mean, the issue is there's nothing. There's a civilian to rescue, and that's your lot. So let's do a double move and a double attack, and at least then she can be where he is. 1. In fact, no, I could move there, attack those 2, and then to avoid ending there, I can move back again. That works. Yes. Okay, so we are a lot closer now to completing the defeating of thugs. Completing the defeating, we have Black Panther, who will draw his double move. What a surprise! Look at that. You can't see it though. There you go. Double move. Very nice. So, I mean, he has got a move and attack out there anyway. Is it worth him doing his double wild? What's she got? Double attack. She ain't gonna get there again, is she? Or she could use double wild. 1, 2. 1, 2. It's heroics though at that point. Is the problem. One, two. 1, 2. So he's got to move with a punch. He can move into there. Well, he could just stay where he is. But it doesn't give us what we need. Ooh, good double punch. That would be better. He can afford to take a damage. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so going up to the top. He will use move and a punch. Get to rescue one thug. He will then conduct a further single punch, which moves this down. Which means Kilmonger will go. But that's fine, that's fine. We can do that, we can deal with that. So Kilmonger will go, but not before he places a heroic feat using the last of his double wild. Okay, that's fine. Hopefully. No. I'm going to not defeat that second thug, and I will put out a second wild because it affords me another turn with Spider-Woman before Kilmonger acts. So let's have a look. Spider-Woman gets lots of attacks. Choose double attack or delay the next villain turn by one card. Ooh, that's tasty. And Black Panther has to take a damage, so he'll put his single wild to the bottom of the deck because he's ended up in the assassinations attempt. Okay. So she can do 1, 2. But she can't do both. But that's fine, she doesn't need to. Okay, so she is going to play her new special, the Poison Blast. Because that enables her to use the double wild to do a move 1, move 2. And then do a single attack to take out this final thug, which clears that. But then instead of using the double attack, she will choose to delay the villain card by 1. Meaning we are now back to Black Panther, and Black Panther has a heroic feat, as well as a punch and a double move. The heroic feat is what he needs, so he will put out his heroic feat, because that gives him an attack, so we can get rid of that other thug, not that it matters. He then has the heroic feat to remove the 4th and final threat that's required, at least. And oh, look at that, it says you may attack in this location. So as Kilmonger is now vulnerable, let's do an attack. Awesome. It's got 1 point left. Come on, where's he gonna go? What do you reckon, folks? Is he gonna stay put? Is he gonna move? He's going to move, and it's a 2, 1 and 2, and he's over in the Golden City. Okay, and he's then going to bam, but there is no one there. However, he has triggered the weapon smuggling, so it says, sorry, come up to here. So place a crisis token in an empty slot in this location. If there are no empty slots, then replace the leftmost, but there is an empty slot, so we'll place a crisis token there. Ooh, okay, that's fine, we've got away with that. However, when he bams, he also replaces the leftmost for a crisis token as well. So that occurs, and then he's going to put out civvies. Okay, so we're going to put out 2 civilians here, which he can't, so you can replace the leftmost one for a crisis token. So that is absolutely now full. Ouch. He'll put out 2 civilians over here, which he can, because there is room. And he will put out 2 civilians over here, because he can, because there is room. Phew! Okay, so we've almost survived. Black Panther was last to act. We are back to Spider-Woman. So Spider-Woman will draw a card. What does she have? What does she need? She needs to move twice. Now there is a move and a heroic feat granted by Black Panther. So she could do a double move and a heroic feat, or she could do a double move and heroic feat. Oh, that's not very helpful, is it? Okay. Not entirely sure what best to do at this stage. You search your deck for a card. Okay, so she's going to give the double punch to Black Panther. Oh, I need to put Kilmonger's card back into the timeline as well. Okay, so we have a move and a heroic feat and a double punch. So she will move to here and do a punch and a heroic feat to rescue another civilian, and then throw away the other punch. Okay, now it says at the end of your turn you may search for a card. So let's have a look, see what she has. I wonder if Poison Blast could be any good again. Oh, she's got a move and a punch. I think we're going to take the move and a punch. I'll take the move and a punch. Okay, so that is the next card available to her, and we are back to Black Panther. And Black Panther draws a single move, but he has the double move, which he will play into the timeline. So the double move for a double punch. 1, 2, and boom! Kilmonger is taken out. Excellent job. Well done, Black Panther. Okay, so there we go. So, I mean, you can see there was definitely creeping. I think had we not had the Great Mound and the ability to take damage in order to clear crisis tokens, I think that would have been... I think we might have lost that. I think we had 3 here at one point. I think I cleared 1 at here maybe. And obviously we got swamped down here. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Very different again, the thing. So what's his alternatives? So deal 2 damage to 1 hero in Kilmonger's location. Any heroes can choose, and the first thing I'll do is move clockwise to the location with any heroes. So he's got 2 of those, very from the bottom there. Wow. Okay, I mean, his specials were stacked up on the bottom. We were very fortunate, and you saw me shuffle these cards. Here we go. So let's have a look. Moves a various amount. Overthrow. Move to the closest location with the most civilians. Replace all civilians there with crisis tokens. Ouch! If there are no civilians in any location, move to the next one clockwise. We had 2 of those. Overthrow. We had 1 where he's absolutely just going to swamp everything. So he moves 5 and then puts out 9 tokens in 1 turn. Flipping heck. Wow. And we had a move 4 and a move 3 putting out thugs and dual civilians respectively. Wow. Okay, so you get an idea. It is all about flooding the areas with those crisis tokens. You know, and if you can imagine the storyline to the original Black Panther, that is very much how Kilmonger operates, isn't it? Is that just spreading chaos and dissent and just putting crisis everywhere. Again, just another fantastic job of just being able to represent the villain and their means and modes in the game format, and just really gets that sense across of struggling to contain all these crises that are happening all around you, being put out by Kilmonger, whilst you know ultimately you need to get your missions to take him out. But yeah, very good. So thoroughly enjoyed that. Black Panther did a great job teaming up with Spider-Woman in taking out Kilmonger. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. Didn't suffer a knockout there. So that was great. So we will no doubt see Black Panther and Spider-Woman again in another up and coming episode as we continue our way through this ultimate campaign for everything of season 1 Hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. I'm Raymond. If you do like it, please hit that like button below. Leave a comment. Tell me your thoughts. If you see that maybe I've missed something, maybe I've forgotten to do something, whack it in the comments. Let me know. And I'll be sure to clock that and remember it for next time we're at the table. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Speak soon.